Hey everybody, it's Carolyn and welcome back. And today I had several requests to do an eye look using the Tarte Showstopper palette, which looks like this. And so that is what I'm using today. So I've already done one eye. I know, Mary Ellen, don't freak out. And Rocky, you have both said something about when you see me with just one eye done, it's kind of like, oh my God, what happened to her eye? So anyway, I'm going to use this palette. I did zoom you in because I know some of you said it was a little bit difficult to see when I did the, what was it, the Lorac Unzipped. So I did zoom you in some, so hopefully you can see me do this a little bit better. What I did was I have Max Painterly paint pot on my eye, and I'm going to take let me get the colors, because the colors, you know, the shades are all in this little plastic thing, which I hate. I wish they would at least be printed on the back, but they're not. Okay, so the one I'm going to put all over my lid is called Rose to the Top, which is this one right here. Which looks like that. So we're going to put that all over the lid. I can show you some swatches of this at the end if I don't go too long. Hopefully I won't. Let me see what time it is. Trying to see my clock around my mirror. Alright, let me get my mirror up here a little closer. And I'm just going to hat this. This is really pigmented. I mean, you know, you would think, at first I thought it might not be as pigmented, but it really is. So it doesn't take a lot to get it pretty dark. So I just want that all the way up to the crease. And then I'm going to take my crease brush, which is my Sephora number 19, which is my favorite. And I'm going into Your Natural, which is this one right here. Like that. I'll take that one. Or you could go with this one right here if you want it a little bit darker. And this is called Showstopper Copper. But I'm going to go with that Your Natural. I'm just going to blend that into the crease. I really like this palette. It has a lot of the shades that I like in it. So, you know, there's some neutrals to work with, some copper, the gold. You know, you got some little purple, not quite, my camera's not wanting to behave, okay, you know, to work with, so I like it. The only thing that I don't like about it is it does not have a brow bone color. And with this highlighter right here, it is very shimmery, like, you know. So I don't, so you can see how it catches the light. I really don't want to use that. I've got it on, you know, my highlight today, and it only takes a little bit of that. So I didn't want to use that. So what I did was I just pulled out my little Wet n Wild brulee, cream brulee. And I'm just going to use that up here at my brow bone. And bring it into the corner a little bit. Okay. Then I really like this color right here called Still the Scene. It's, you know, your purple color, kind of purpley taupe kind of color. So I'm going to take just this little crease brush, it's a little MUA crease brush, and I'm just going to tap it into that. And I'm going to just bring it out here a little bit on the outer part, because this shade is not like super pigmented or anything, but it will give you some dimension, as you can tell. And I just wanted a little bit of that color in with this look. I'm going to blend that. And I'm also going to take a little, this is a Japanese brush, and I'm going back into that Still the Scene, and I'm just going to run it a little bit. I want to kind of deepen it just a little bit up there, but then I'm going to blend it out. I just like that little bit of purple up there. Okay. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush. And these, usually the ones I use are you know, Sedona Lace is what I reach for most of the time, or I do have the well, I can't even think of the Sigma ones as well. I'm going back into this Still the Scene, and I'm going to run that right under my lower lashes. And there we go. Now, if you wanted to make it a little, you know, pop of color, lighten it up right, you could take this gold and you could just pop that in the center of your lid. You could also take this highlight color and pop just a little bit of that in the middle if you wanted to do that. Just right on your, you know, basically on your pupil. Alright. I'm going to take the Maybelline Master Kajal, and I'm going to line my lashes, top lashes with those, with this. And I'm going to take a e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm just going to smudge that out a little bit. I wanted a little bit softer line up there, and a little bit wider. So got that. Now, I'm going to take my Marc Jacobs gel liner in Blacker, and I'm going to tight line. Sorry. I'm going to do my upper waterline with that. And I'm also going to do a lower waterline with this. Okay. Then I will, where'd it go? Here it is. I'll curl my lashes. And I'm trying another mascara. I've gone through some and I don't know. I've seen this talked about from Kristen Game talked about this mascara that she likes from the drugstore. And I saw it the other day, and it's Professional Super Thick Lash by CoverGirl. It was pink too. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go and see if I like it. I've never tried this one that I can remember. So, I've used it a couple of times, and I do like it. It'll take more use to tell, you know, how much I'm going to love it. I don't know. But it seems to give me length and volume, as you can see, hopefully. And I'm going to put a little bit down here. So now I'm going to clean up that little bit of mess I made with a Q-tip. Okay. And that is the eye look that I did with the Showstopper by Tarte. So there it is there. So I really like it. Like I said, these are my kind of shades, you know. I mean, I love eyeshadows, period. But I do tend to, you know, reach for a lot of these kind of shades. So I'll tell you what I have on the rest of my face. I have the Chanel Velvet along with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I have on I did use the bronzer from the the Too Faced Vitality Disc. I did use this. The one that's in all of these is the Park Avenue Princess. It's not one of my favorites. I don't hate it, but you know, it's not one of my favorites. So I just kind of warmed up my face a little bit with this one. And then I used the blush, and the color is Fame. And I did use the highlighter, which is Champagne Pink, which is right here. And then for my lips, I've got on this Milani in All Natural lip liner. And over top of that, I used the Urban Decay Naked. Something, you know, very light. And that's what I have on my face today. And I'll swatch these really quickly for you too. I have played with this a few times, and I've probably worn it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. Probably, yeah. And so here we have the bronzer, Park Avenue Princess. The highlighter is called Champagne Pink, and the blush is Fame. So I'll put these right here. So there's those 3. You can tell it's very, very pigmented. So you don't have to worry about the pigmentation on these. Tarte is really doing well. Okay, the next one is going to be, well, let me just swatch it on here. We have Showstopper Copper, Go for the Gold, You're a Natural, which is a matte. Let me get a little bit more of that. So here's those 3. I've got something else on my hand. Okay, and the last 3 are Steal the Scene, Rose to the Top, and Dim the Lights. Here's those 3. So it's Steal the Scene, Rose to the Top, and Dim the Lights. So there's the 6 shadows that comes in it. I like having these discs. I've said it many times before, I missed out on a couple of the first ones they came out with, and so this one and the Rainforest After Dark are the 2 that I have, and I really like these because, you know, if I just want to something that I can just use one palette or take with me for a weekend trip or however long, you know, I can just pack this. Now I do need to bring a brow bone color. That's the only thing this is lacking. The other one, the In the Dark palette, you could use the highlighter as your brow bone color as well. And you could with this one. I just think it's a little, you know, shimmery. So if you went light-handed, maybe. But for me, I didn't care for it for that. But you know, these are usually limited edition. I picked mine up at Ulta, and so Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Take care, and bye-bye.